Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be speaking about the top 15 or full 15 Mercury Dime double die varieties. So these could be double die obverse or double die reverse, and it's going to be everything you could get certified at either PCGS or NGC. So the full cherry pickers list plus a few that slid into the varieties plus designations. And these coins, you're going to want to look closely at your Mercury Dimes to see if you have some of these that have these characteristics a lot of people would have missed, but collectors are paying up for because they're like the rare ones, the ones you want to be treasure hunting for. I'll explain just what to look for with some clear photos in this video, as well as some value estimates, but I can't wait to get into it and tell you everything that you'd want to know. So sort of the top or the full 15, whatever you want to call it, let's go for it. And we'll get right into this full list, or the top 15 of the Mercury Dime double dies starting in 1919. These are some really cool varieties, but this one might even take the cake if I had to do a number one, just of how drastic the doubling is in the UST of trust. It's like full separation almost. Same thing towards the end of G, O, and D, and the values are in line with that. Even in a good 4, you can still recognize this, and it would be like a $2,500 coin. XF40 is 8,000. I can't imagine what a mint state example would bring, but I doubt that there are any of them out there. Really one you can be looking for though, and was discovered a long time after it existed, so a lot of upside. Then we skip a little bit. In 1926, it's a lesser known double die, but a really nice notching in the corners of that E. Same thing, clear spread in the R, but there have been 3 certified at NGC. It's one of the ones that Kaneka and NGC does, but it's not in the cherry picker's guide, but still really nice. And you can see also in the cap some clear separation lines, so certainly one to be on the lookout for. There's also in 1929 on the San Francisco coin, a really nice double die. This one has a clear separation and spread all through the date, a little bit on the AW engraver's initials, but especially in that 19 is really where you can see it more on the left side. And it's not a hugely valuable coin, compared to some of the other varieties out there, but it's certainly going to make any coin that you have more easy to sell, more desirable. One I'd be on the lookout for, 1931, the Denver Mint and the San Francisco, I'll show you in just a moment. Both going to be good candidates here. The doublings in the top of the 1 along the other one too, but easiest to see in the top of the 1 with modest values, but Mint State 65 being a $500 coin, that's still pretty nice and strong in the AU range. Similar story on the 1931S. And this one, again, the doubling, it's not always that dramatic, and that's why that 1919 was so valuable. But you should still be aware, and you can certainly look for this on coins that have already been certified. They're in holders. It's not like the most variety hunted year or anything. The lettering's pretty thin, so often the varieties themselves aren't super attractive. This one's actually pretty nice. Has a good amount of separation, clearly in the top of the 6, going along the 1 as well. Some and in the 9 and the 3, really all through the numbering and the date. One to be searching for. Again, the values are attainable. If you want to purchase one of these, I would do it like graded, just to make sure that you're not getting a something that's not a variety, or one that is cleaned or something. But a nice mint state coin, not going to be super unaffordable. Same thing, 1937S, relatively faint doubling. You can see it certainly in the 1 and the 9 in the tops, but it's not like I think a lot of the cent ones are just other coins in general, and designs and types. The lettering is much less thick, so these can really be overlooked as a series to collect. There's also a second one that's more focused at NGC. Kaneka also recognize it. Bottoms of the letters, you're going to see this spread, especially in that 7, I think. But 1939, we're back with another relatively clear variety that's not super expensive, only $150 in Mint State 65. Clear spread in the bottoms of the tops of the letters, so you can really see that on the outside of the 9s. Same thing in the 3. But yeah, I mean, 75 bucks, mint state 63, that's a pretty good deal. 1940S has both the double die obverse and the reverse, but really the markers to look for it are going to be on the front of the coin. Certainly nice that a lot of these are more attainable Mercury Dime years. You can see here the 1, the 9, all on the bottom. Same thing in the 4, ranging from 40 bucks in AU up to like 500 in a mint state 65. So pretty nice coin. And then this one, relatively strong doubling. It's not as much of a spread, but you can see massive thickness sort of in the bottom of the U, bottom of the S. There's a sole top pop in mint state 65 that ended up selling for like $2,000, which is a really high outcome. I think a lot of it factors into it being the finest known, when mint state 62 is just 100 bucks, but it shows like with these varieties, they're not a super commonly found series, especially, so anything can happen at auction. I would sell it in a major varieties or errors auction just because you'll get a lot of attention on your coins, or try to go with like a buy it now with the best offer type of sale, just because, you know, if you sell it in some unknown auction, you might not get the eyes on it, but when the right eyes are on it, it'll really multiply in price. This 1941D, also pretty attainable and affordable. Mint state 64 full bands, just 125 bucks. You can see the spread, a little bit of notching, nicely in the T's, in the E, in the in, and then also along notching in the R in America on the reverse. So a DDO DDR combination. 1944D, more of just a real extra thickness type double die, clear bubbly lettering that sort of stands out, but it's not the most attractive. In my opinion, like I really like the ones where there's clear separation, but the price history, probably like a 50% to double in terms of graded coins, with a, probably a minimum like 40 bucks in a holder if it's pretty circulated even. 1945, we have a really nice shelving in the 4, notching along, all through the date. So this one, 450 bucks in mint state 65, really does represent a nice value, where some of the similar dates don't quite have that huge upside potential, but this one really did end up with that in a nice way. There's also this one where you can see a little bit of the separation in the 9, but it's just not on the level that this one is, and it, here these prices are probably like 3 times what people would be paying for this one. That's going to bring us to the conclusion of this video. A lot of really cool coins to know about. I've got a video on the mint mark varieties coming out as well that you should make sure you don't miss, but this 1919, man, if I was going to choose one variety from this series, it would have to be this one. Just a really phenomenal, I even think potentially cooler than the 42/1 overdate. Certainly on the double dies though, this would take the cake. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated. I've also got Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so you can follow me there. TreasuretownYT.com is the main channel website. Definitely give that a visit. I've got a lot of information about me up there and the channel. CoinGrabBag.com as well currently redirects there, but it's some good opportunities for very fair grab bags, both made by me and other sellers. A lot of different options, so that's a good way to support. There's also TreasuretownCoins.com. In the future, my coin dealing operation will be done out of that website. CoinMeltPrice.com for updates on the melt prices of your coins, both US and world. A lot of resources in that website. And then CoinsMetalsCards.com, being developed right now as a marketplace and news source for coins, metals, cards, and collectibles in general. So I'll see you on my future videos. Looking forward to seeing you there, and hope you have a good day.